Hello, my name is Harun and I'm part of the management team at Ilu Farm. Welcome to our channel and join us on our journey at Ilu Farm. I'm here to talk to you about starting a farm. But before we continue with this video, we'd like to ask you to like, comment and subscribe so that we may grow our channel and also provide you with more videos. Do you know that it is very possible for you to quit your job and start farming? But you may be asking yourself, how do I get there? And I'm here to give you advice on step by step to then achieve and reach your goal. But before we continue with this video, we would just like to let you know that farming is not for the faint-hearted. If you are not prepared to be dedicated, committed, and also spending as much time as required, you will not make it very far. It can be very ruthless at times and also very unpredictable. It can take a lot from you emotionally and financially. So if you're not prepared to be patient, hardworking, and have a persevering quality, I'm afraid you will find it very, very tough. But rest assured, everybody starts from somewhere. And the number one thing that you must do is gain context. Gain as much information as you can so that you may know your ins and outs, so that you may know what to do, what you can't do before you begin this journey. Furthermore, to give you some examples on the kind of information that you might want to get. Number one, it might be the type of crop that you are wanting to farm. Now, if we dive deeper, you may have to look into if the climate is best in the area that you are farming in. If the land itself is favorable for the crop that you are wanting to farm. If you want to do even more research, you can get a piece of that land, soil, send it to get tested, its pH level, and to see which fertilizer is best to use. Secondly, you might even be thinking of farming livestock. This could be, for example, poultry, or cattle, or even goats. But let's say you do decide to start farming poultry. You might have to dive deeper and think, am I going to do layers, which is sell eggs, or broilers, which is sell meat? You might even want to look into the market you're trying to sell to. Essentially, you're trying to gain as much information as you can, a starting point, to help you and your business and to advance into greater things. Another piece of advice I'll give you is to get out of all financial difficulties that you may be in. For example, debt. This can be a very big problem if you're planning to start your journey. Debt can have a big impact on the progression of your farm. Let's take a look at the disadvantages. Number one might be when you earn the money to then invest further into your farm, you will find that instead of investing, the money goes into paying off your debts. And you really never have the money to then pay for the things that are required for your farm. It can also make your time very stressful. I mean, not only do you have to think about the farm, but you have to think about debt. This will make you very unfocused. And when it comes to farming, you must be 100% focused. Another point I would like to give to you is to save up. Now, this can be quite a long process and it varies between different people. But saving up is a very ideal thing to do because you can't start from nowhere. You have to have a bit and then from there, you can start to grow. This may involve a lot of sacrifices. It may mean that you have to live a lot cheaper than you are used to save up. It may mean that you may have to sacrifice a lot of time doing other stuff and start focusing more on trying to build, gather information. Secondly, I would like to advise for you to maybe take time from work. And with the time that you have now got, you can go forth to the people from your church, the people from your mosque, the groups that you may be involved with, even your community. Ask them, get to know them, and by doing so, they may be able to help you to acquire land so that you may be able to start your farming business. Now, the land that you may acquire does not have to be big. It can even be an acre or two. After all, this is just the beginning, and your progression will come over time. With the land, you don't have to buy the land and own the land. Even hiring the land is okay. If you have enough money to buy the land, I would suggest that you do so. A benefit of this is that you are able to do whatever you want with the land. For example, you can make your own structure on the land. May it be a hen farm or drilling wells without needing somebody else to tell you, yes you can or yes you can't. It is your own land so that you may do whatever you like with it. Do not be discouraged if the land is small. After all, we all start from somewhere. So, if you just manage to buy the land, well, go ahead and start. Another piece of advice. If the land you have acquired is very close for you to commute to, it will be a very, very good thing for you, as you will be quick to attend to anything that might occur in your absence. Remember, at the end of the day, you are a star, you are a beginner. So the farm will need to be attended, will need to be very, very closely supervised. A lot of time will have to be set aside for this farm. Now back to the question, how do I get there? Well, first and foremost, you have to be willing. Willing to live a cheaper life than you are normally used to. This will enable you to save a lot more money to then put into the farming. Another thing, before you go ahead and start quitting your job to begin the journey, what I'd like to advise you is to use the job that you are currently in to either get out of the debt that you are in, or even save up the money so that you can use to farm. This can take up to 2-3 years, depending on the person and the job you are in. But once you have enough money, you can dive straight in and begin your farming journey. The whole purpose of this video is to let you know that you may have to sacrifice a lot of time in your farm and also have to change the way you live, maybe cheaply. You must cut your living expenses and devote a lot more time to then achieve your dream. Once you have harvested your first batch of crops, or even raised your first batch of chickens, and you have started to process and sell, just know that you are up and running. Thank you for watching our video, but stay tuned to our next upload, where we will be introducing a very special guest who will be talking to us about some of the obstacles he has faced to start his farming business, but has become quite successful in it. He will be answering some of the most important questions, so stay tuned. And once again, like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Shamba